Strength isn't born from comfort. It's forged in every moment you face fear. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that true strength doesn't come from comfort, from endless ease, or from avoiding life's storms. Mental strength isn't built overnight. It's a quiet path you choose each morning, a small but deliberate step toward becoming the best version of yourself. Every challenge you face isn't a wall blocking your way. It's a door, waiting to be opened. Have you ever noticed how a river, flowing tirelessly over rocks, becomes stronger not by avoiding obstacles, but by embracing them, shaping itself over time? That's how our minds grow. Today we'll explore 7 simple but powerful secrets that form the foundation of mental resilience. These aren't abstract ideas. They're practical, timeless, and rooted in the wisdom of life itself. The first secret whispers gently, acceptance. To accept life as it is with all its unpredictability is not surrender. It's a kind of courage. Imagine carrying a heavy stone in your hands. You can struggle and drag it along, exhausting yourself, or you can release it, acknowledging its weight, and move forward freely. That's the essence of acceptance, seeing things clearly without the burden of wishing they were different. As we walk this path, we'll also learn how discipline, silence, detachment, endurance, and purpose intertwine with acceptance, each one strengthening the mind in its own way. Picture the calm of a meditation, the quiet strength of a Shaolin monk, the gentle awareness that allows you to observe thoughts and fears without being pulled by them. These 7 secrets are not just about surviving life. They're about transforming every obstacle into a teacher, every struggle into growth, and every moment into an opportunity to cultivate inner peace and clarity. So take a deep breath, let the world slow down for a moment, and step with me onto this journey. Each secret we explore is a step toward the most resilient, mindful, and fulfilled version of yourself. The version that thrives not despite life's challenges, but because of them. Before we dive in, ask yourself, how often do we resist life simply because it doesn't go our way? In the first part of this video, we'll explore the very first secret, acceptance, and why embracing life as it is, rather than as we wish it to be, can transform your entire journey. Acceptance is not weakness. It is the foundation upon which resilience is built. Imagine a traveler walking through unfamiliar lands who refuses to consult a map. No matter how determined, they are bound to wander, exhausted and frustrated. The same happens when we fight against reality. Energy is wasted on resistance, on wishing things were different, on blaming circumstances. True strength, however, comes from observing life clearly and meeting it without unnecessary struggle. Think of it this way. You are holding a heavy stone in your hand. If you cling to it, every step is a strain. Your shoulders ache, your breath becomes shallow, and your pace slows. But the moment you release it, acknowledging its weight, freedom appears. That stone does not disappear. It remains, but you are lighter, able to move forward. Acceptance is the same. By recognizing the challenges, the pain, and even the fear, and letting go of the need to control them, we find space to grow. Acceptance also transforms suffering. When we allow ourselves to feel pain without judgment, we stop fighting what is inevitable and start learning from it. A parent facing disappointment in a child, an employee losing a job, or anyone confronting loss, these are not anomalies. They are life's teachers if we choose to listen. By seeing the hardship as part of our path, we convert it into wisdom, resilience, and courage. Every wound carries its lesson, every failure its insight. But acceptance goes deeper than just the present moment. It is about letting go of the past, the mistakes we regret, the moments that haunt us, the relationships that have ended. Carrying them is like dragging stones in a river, slowing the flow of life. When we release the past, we don't forget, we understand. We integrate its lessons into who we are today. In this way, the mind is no longer shackled by old pain, but is free to engage fully with the present. Living in the present requires patience. Like seeds planted in the earth, growth cannot be rushed. We cannot force a tree to bear fruit overnight. Likewise, personal transformation unfolds in its own time. Acceptance teaches us to move gently with life's rhythm, embracing delays and setbacks as natural parts of the journey. The moment we stop battling time, we gain a steady heart, a calm mind, and a sense of inner peace. Imagine walking barefoot along a rocky shore. Each step is uncertain, each stone a potential stumble. Resistance makes us tense, fear makes us hesitate. But when we accept each stone as part of the path, when we allow ourselves to move slowly and mindfully, the journey becomes not only bearable, but illuminating. We see the beauty in imperfection, the opportunity in difficulty, and the freedom in letting go. Acceptance, therefore, is both a shield and a key. It allows us to face life without being crushed by it, while unlocking doors to our inner potential. When we integrate acceptance into our daily life, releasing the past, embracing the now, cultivating patience, we cultivate a mind that is strong, clear, and unshakable. And that is why this first secret is the cornerstone of all the mental strength we are about to explore. So, as we move through the rest of today's journey, remember this. Every challenge you resist is a stone you carry unnecessarily. Acceptance is not giving up. It's claiming your freedom. And in this freedom lies the first glimpse of the best version of yourself. Having embraced the power of acceptance, we now naturally step into the second secret: discipline, mastering yourself through consistency. Discipline is not a rigid rule or a harsh punishment. It is the quiet force that turns vision into reality, chaos into clarity, and fleeting intentions into lasting accomplishments. Imagine it as a river's current, gentle yet unstoppable, shaping rocks into smooth stones over time. Without discipline, even the most brilliant ideas remain nothing more than scattered sparks, fading before they ignite real change. Discipline begins with small choices, repeated daily, yet their impact is profound. It is the decision to rise before sunrise, when the warmth of bed tempts you to linger. It is practicing movement or meditation even when your body protests, or studying when distractions clamor for your attention. Each of these moments is like planting a seed. Alone it may seem insignificant, but nurtured over time, it grows into a mighty tree of self-mastery. At its core, discipline is self-control. It is the courage to resist immediate pleasure, comfort, or escape in order to honor long-term purpose. Think of a blacksmith forging metal. Each strike, repetitive and demanding, gradually shapes raw iron into a strong, enduring sword. So too, each act of discipline molds the mind and character, strengthening focus, resilience, and the ability to act decisively. But discipline is more than habit. It is trust in oneself. Every commitment kept, no matter how small, reinforces the foundation of integrity. Miss a commitment and the structure weakens. A disciplined person treats their own word as sacred, building an internal fortress of reliability and confidence. This trust becomes the anchor in storms of doubt or fear, a silent but unshakable reminder of one's own capability. Discipline also transforms fear. Fear thrives in indecision and hesitation, but the disciplined mind moves forward despite uncertainty. Picture stepping into a dark forest path. Your heart races, doubts whisper, yet each deliberate step forward diminishes the power of fear, replacing it with courage forged through action. True bravery is not the absence of fear. It is choosing to move forward while fear still whispers in your ear. Importantly, discipline and freedom are intertwined. Many think structure limits liberty, but in reality, discipline frees us from the tyranny of impulses and regrets. Without it, life is dictated by fleeting desires, emotions, and circumstances beyond control. With it, we reclaim mastery over our time, energy, and choices, shaping our destiny rather than being shaped by it. Discipline gains its ultimate power only when guided by purpose. Without purpose, a disciplined routine is like rowing a boat endlessly without knowing where you are headed. Purpose illuminates the path and gives meaning to each act of consistency. Every morning you rise and act with intention. Discipline transforms from burden into devotion, a sacred practice that strengthens the mind and spirit, step by step. Consider a modern practitioner practicing mindfulness, exercise, or meditation every day. Outsiders may see repetition, yet within this consistency lies transformation. Discipline teaches patience, endurance, and the subtle art of timing. It is in these daily, seemingly ordinary acts that true freedom emerges. Freedom from distraction, freedom to follow your path, freedom to become the best version of yourself. So as we move forward, remember, discipline is not about rigidity or punishment. It is the art of aligning daily action with your deeper vision. Combined with acceptance, the first secret, it becomes a powerful force that turns intention into reality and transforms challenges into opportunities for growth. With the inner strength forged by discipline, we step gently into a new realm of freedom, the secret of detachment, where letting go allows the mind to breathe and life to flow without resistance. And we now move into the next secret, detachment, living freely amidst impermanence. Detachment is not indifference. It is a conscious balance that allows us to navigate life without being hijacked by external circumstances. Today, we will move into the next secret, a principle that teaches how letting go can reveal true strength and freedom. At its core, detachment is understanding that clinging tightly to outcomes or possessions creates unnecessary suffering. Think of holding water in your hands. The tighter you squeeze, the more slips away. The same is true in life. Grasping too hard at results, relationships, or material success only breeds anxiety and frustration. Detachment is learning to release that grip, allowing life to flow while we remain grounded in our inner center. This does not mean passivity or apathy. Instead, detachment is the freedom to act without being enslaved by results. Imagine an archer. A detached mind releases the arrow with skill and focus, without obsessing over where it lands. The result is no longer a source of suffering, but a natural consequence of effort, observed with calm clarity. By practicing this, we reduce mental clutter and increase effectiveness in every action. Detachment also liberates us from the sway of praise and criticism. Many people rise when flattered and fall when judged. A mind rooted in detachment maintains equanimity. Whether others applaud or condemn, it remains steady. This mental stability is essential for resilience, as it prevents emotional highs and lows from dictating our choices. In relationships, detachment transforms love into freedom. True love is not possession or control. It is allowing another to exist fully while maintaining wholeness within ourselves. Letting go of the need to own or manipulate protects both parties, nurturing deeper connection without fear of loss. It is a profound practice of trust and respect, where love becomes generous, not constraining. Furthermore, detachment involves releasing both the past and the future, anchoring ourselves in the present moment. Regret and worry are forms of attachment, gripping what has ended or fearing what has not yet arrived. By letting go, we reclaim our power to act in the now. Each choice becomes intentional, free from the weight of what cannot be changed, and each moment becomes a canvas for mindful action. This mindset also equips us to face change with adaptability and endurance. Life is in constant motion. Seasons shift, people come and go, circumstances evolve. Resistance creates suffering. Detachment allows us to flow like water around obstacles. By adjusting without losing our core balance, we cultivate strength that is enduring, not fragile. A detached mind embraces uncertainty, moving through challenges with grace rather than reactionary panic. Detachment is also a practice of humility and insight. It teaches that not everything is ours to control. We release the illusion of ownership and surrender to the natural rhythm of life, observing events with curiosity rather than fear. This clarity reduces anxiety, allowing for more thoughtful and effective responses. It is a quiet power, subtle but transformative, shaping a mind that is resilient, wise, and present. In everyday life, detachment can be applied in countless ways, from letting go of perfectionism at work, to forgiving past grievances, to moderating expectations in relationships. Each act of release reinforces inner freedom and strengthens the ability to respond rather than react. The paradox is that by letting go, we gain control over our internal state, becoming less swayed by chaos outside and more anchored in calm, purposeful action. Ultimately, detachment teaches that freedom is not about escaping life, but engaging with it fully, without clinging, without fear, without unnecessary resistance. It complements acceptance and discipline, the first two secrets, creating a trifecta of mental strength, accepting reality, acting consistently, and letting go gracefully. Together, they transform challenges into opportunities, burdens into lessons, and uncertainty into freedom. After embracing the freedom that comes from detachment, we now step into another profound practice that nurtures the mind and heart, Silence. In a world constantly bombarded with noise, notifications, and endless chatter, silence may feel uncomfortable or even unnatural. Yet it is precisely within these quiet moments that the mind finds its strength. Silence is not merely the absence of sound. It is a deliberate turning inward, a conscious retreat from the chaos of the outside world to reconnect with ourselves. Imagine a calm lake at dawn. The surface mirrors the sky, reflecting every detail with serene precision. When the water is turbulent, the reflection is distorted. Similarly, when our minds are cluttered with noise and distraction, clarity becomes impossible. Silence smooths the surface, allowing insight and focus to arise naturally. Many fear silence because it reveals what has been buried: insecurities, doubts, unresolved emotions. In the quiet, there is no place to hide. But rather than running from these shadows, silence invites us to face them with compassion. Just as a gardener tends to weeds to allow flowers to bloom, sitting in stillness nurtures awareness and transforms inner turmoil into understanding. Every worry, fear, or regret that surfaces is an opportunity to observe without judgment and gradually release what no longer serves us. Silence also sharpens our attention. A distracted mind cannot cultivate strength. By practicing stillness through meditation, mindful reflection, or simply sitting quietly, we train the mind to direct its energy toward what truly matters. This is the foundation of focus, the tool that allows us to act deliberately rather than react impulsively. Over time, silence becomes a sanctuary for creativity and wisdom, a mental space where solutions emerge organically and ideas take root with clarity. Moreover, silence teaches patience. The modern world pushes urgency at every turn: instant responses, rapid results, constant stimulation. Yet in stillness, we learn to wait, to breathe, and to honor the natural pace of life. Just as seeds take time to grow into trees, insights and growth unfold gradually. A silent mind does not rush. It observes, absorbs, and acts at the right moment. This patience is a quiet strength, a resilience that supports us through life's inevitable challenges. Silence also enhances our presence and communication. Those who cultivate stillness speak with weight and intention because their words are chosen consciously. They listen deeply, fully absorbing what others express before responding. In conversations, silence carries power, transforming interactions from mechanical exchanges into meaningful connections. It allows the mind to remain anchored even when external events are turbulent, creating an inner refuge that cannot be shaken. Through silence, we learn that strength is not always loud or forceful. Sometimes it resides in restraint, in calm observation, and in the ability to hold our energy until the right moment. The mind that embraces quiet is resilient, aware, and clear. It is not distracted by fleeting emotions or external pressures, but grounded in the present, capable of perceiving life with greater understanding and compassion. Finally, silence integrates seamlessly with the previous secrets of acceptance and detachment. Acceptance allows us to face reality as it is. Detachment frees us from being enslaved by outcomes, and silence deepens both, offering a space for reflection and inner mastery. Together, they form a trifecta of mental strength: clarity, freedom, and inner peace. By cultivating silence, we not only navigate life more skillfully, but also discover the profound power of simply being, listening, and existing fully in the moment. After experiencing the clarity and inner calm that silence brings, we turn our attention to another essential guiding force in life: Secret 5, purpose, the compass of the mind. Without purpose, life drifts like a small boat on a vast ocean, tossed by every wave and current. But when you anchor yourself to a clear purpose, every challenge, failure, and uncertainty begins to hold meaning. Purpose is not merely an abstract idea. It is the energy that fuels every step you take. Imagine walking through a dense forest without knowing the way. Every rustle and shadow feels overwhelming. Now imagine holding a lantern that illuminates the path. The darkest corners become navigable. Purpose acts as that guiding light, clarifying priorities and illuminating your choices. It transforms chaos into clarity and mundane tasks into meaningful steps toward a larger vision. One of purpose's most profound powers is its ability to turn suffering into motivation. Pain, setbacks, and obstacles are inevitable, but when viewed through the lens of purpose, they no longer weigh you down. They teach you. Think of a blacksmith forging steel. The hammering and heat seem harsh, yet each strike strengthens the metal. Similarly, the challenges we face when connected to a clear purpose forge our character, sharpen our mind, and strengthen our resolve. Those who live without purpose often feel exhausted by the same difficulties, trapped in cycles of frustration. Purpose changes this dynamic. It allows endurance, encourages recovery, and transforms effort into intentional action. Purpose also serves as a filter, helping you focus on what truly matters. In today's noisy world, countless distractions pull your attention in every direction. Opinions, trends, obligations. Without purpose, your energy scatters like water slipping through your fingers. With a clear direction, however, you can say no to what doesn't serve your path and yes to what aligns with your values. Even small decisions, seemingly insignificant, become powerful because they are guided by a greater framework. Purpose unifies thought and action, turning scattered efforts into meaningful progress. A subtle but profound aspect of purpose is the peace it brings. When your actions are aligned with a larger vision, life gains rhythm and steadiness. Even the simplest tasks, preparing a meal, completing work, caring for others, take on significance. You no longer move through life mechanically. You live with awareness, presence, and intention. Purpose transforms everyday existence into an art of living fully, not merely surviving. It reminds you that every breath, every action, every encounter holds potential for growth, impact, and connection. Importantly, purpose is not a fixed destination. It is cultivated, refined, and evolved over time. It may start as a spark of curiosity, a passion, or simply the desire to make a difference. Through patience, reflection, and consistently aligning your actions with your goals, that spark grows into a guiding flame, lighting your path even in moments of doubt or difficulty. Purpose requires nurturing, like a garden. Attentive care, tending, and pruning yield growth, and in return, it blossoms into strength, clarity, and resilience. Finally, purpose is the root from which all other forms of mental strength grow. Discipline becomes devotion when linked to purpose. Silence gains clarity as it serves understanding. Detachment achieves balance because it respects what is within your control. Endurance is fortified because you know why you persevere. Purpose gives meaning to every practice, lesson, and trial. It is the invisible compass ensuring that, no matter how stormy life becomes, you always know your direction. It is the light that transforms ordinary existence into a journey of transformation. After discovering the power of purpose and seeing how it can transform challenges into meaning, we now step into Secret 6, gratitude, cultivating a heart that sees abundance. Gratitude is not merely a polite acknowledgement or a fleeting thank you. It is a lens through which we perceive life itself. When we live with gratitude, our perspective shifts from focusing on what we lack to appreciating what we already possess. This subtle change in awareness can completely transform the way we experience each day, turning ordinary moments into sources of joy and inspiration. Imagine waking up each morning and pausing to notice the simple things: the warmth of sunlight filtering through your window, the comfort of a hot cup of tea, the presence of loved ones. These small, often overlooked moments, when recognized with a grateful heart, accumulate into a reservoir of positivity that strengthens your mental and emotional resilience. Gratitude nurtures a mindset that sees opportunity rather than limitation, abundance rather than scarcity, and connection rather than isolation. Gratitude also transforms how we perceive challenges. Life will inevitably present obstacles, disappointments, and hardships. But when approached with a grateful heart, even difficulties become teachers. Every trial carries hidden lessons if we are willing to see them. Consider the metaphor of a river carving its path through solid rock. The water doesn't resist the stone. It flows around it, patiently shaping and being shaped at the same time. Similarly, when we embrace gratitude, challenges no longer weigh us down. They refine us, deepen our understanding, and cultivate resilience. The pain of struggle becomes meaningful, an essential part of our personal evolution, rather than an arbitrary burden. Another profound effect of gratitude is the way it enhances our relationships. When we appreciate the people around us, we communicate more openly, act with greater kindness, and foster trust and warmth. Gratitude creates a ripple effect. The more we acknowledge and honor the contributions of others, the more genuine connections we build. Even small gestures, saying thank you, sharing a smile, or offering sincere recognition, strengthen bonds and remind us that we are not alone in our journey. Gratitude transforms social interactions from transactional exchanges into deeply fulfilling connections, anchoring our lives in meaning and empathy. Gratitude also fosters inner peace. When our minds are focused on envy, comparison, or resentment, we feel restless and unfulfilled. Gratitude quiets these inner disturbances, allowing us to anchor our attention in what is wholesome and positive. It reminds us that joy is not found in accumulating more, but in fully appreciating what already exists. By regularly practicing gratitude, we cultivate a steady inner calm that remains unshaken even when external circumstances are chaotic or challenging. Furthermore, gratitude is a powerful motivator. Starting each day with a sense of appreciation can energize us to pursue our goals with clarity and determination. It reminds us of the value of our efforts, the progress we've already made, and the potential still within our reach. Like a torch illuminating the path, gratitude lights the way forward, giving us both the courage and the optimism to continue moving even when the journey feels long or uncertain. It is a quiet force, often underestimated, yet it sustains the mind and spirit more reliably than fleeting excitement or external rewards. Importantly, gratitude is a skill that can be nurtured and strengthened with practice. Journaling, reflection, or simply taking a moment each day to recognize the blessings around us can create a profound internal shift. Over time, gratitude becomes an intrinsic part of how we perceive life, naturally shaping our thoughts, emotions, and actions. It is not about ignoring challenges or pretending difficulties do not exist. It is about choosing to see the fullness of life, embracing both its shadows and its light with openness and appreciation. Ultimately, Secret 6. Gratitude is the foundation of a fulfilling, resilient, and peaceful life. It transforms the mundane into sacred, pain into growth, and isolation into connection. It allows us to face each day with courage, to endure trials with grace, and to nurture both our hearts and the hearts of those around us. When gratitude becomes a guiding force, life itself feels richer, deeper, and more meaningful. And our journey toward the best version of ourselves is infused with joy, purpose, and unwavering strength. After walking through the lessons of gratitude and seeing how it transforms our perspective, we now arrive at the final secret: endurance, the quiet strength that carries us when everything inside wants to stop. Endurance is not loud, it doesn't announce itself with fanfare, but it is the foundation of true mental and spiritual resilience. It is the inner shield that allows us to remain upright when life hurls storm after storm. Pain, loss, betrayal, and setbacks are inevitable, yet endurance teaches us how to face them without crumbling. Imagine the process of building muscle. The body feels strain, discomfort, even pain, but with each repetition, it grows stronger. Endurance works the same way for the mind and spirit. Every hardship you face, every moment you resist giving up, becomes woven into your character, shaping you into someone capable of more than you ever imagined. It is not stubbornness for its own sake. It is the deliberate, conscious choice to continue pursuing what matters most, even when the path is steep, the outcome uncertain, and the body weary. Endurance also requires wisdom. It teaches us to differentiate between struggles that are worth persisting through and situations that only drain our energy without purpose. A mentally strong person does not cling blindly to futile efforts. They discern when to pivot, when to adapt, and when to hold firm. Yet when the goal aligns with a meaningful purpose, endurance becomes a sacred ally. It transforms ordinary perseverance into devotion, and the journey itself becomes a teacher. Every time we embrace endurance, we also cultivate patience. It allows us to wait without despair, to bear suffering without collapse, and to trust that persistence will eventually open doors that seem closed. The smallest victories along the way, The moments of quiet triumph, the unseen progress, the incremental mastery become deeply fulfilling because they are earned through steady, consistent effort. Patience and endurance walk hand in hand. Together, they reveal that growth and transformation are not instant, but a slow, intentional unfolding. Endurance humbles us. In enduring, pride fades, and we begin to see the value in each step, no matter how small. We learn to honor incremental progress, to respect the journey itself, and to recognize that each challenge survived is a triumph in its own right. It connects us to a deeper appreciation for life, teaching that even in hardship, there is meaning, and in persistence, there is growth. Endurance is a silent affirmation that we are capable, resilient, and alive to face whatever comes next. Furthermore, endurance is inseparable from purpose. Without a meaningful goal, perseverance can become mere suffering, repetitive motion without direction. But when guided by purpose, each step, no matter how grueling, carries us closer to our highest vision. Endurance is the bridge between aspiration and realization, a reminder that true strength is revealed not in avoiding pain, but in navigating it skillfully, with courage and awareness. Let's reflect. How often have we turned away from the difficult path, abandoning growth just because it demanded too much? Endurance invites us to lean into discomfort, to walk through uncertainty, and to embrace the slow, sometimes grueling process of becoming our best selves. Every challenge accepted, every obstacle faced without surrender becomes part of the mosaic of our strength. What once seemed impossible is now manageable. What once broke us now bends without shattering. In the end, endurance is the silent force that binds all the previous secrets together. It allows acceptance to settle in, discipline to guide us, silence to sharpen us, detachment to free us, purpose to direct us, and gratitude to nourish us. It is the unyielding thread that transforms ordinary humans into beings capable of navigating life's storms with grace, resilience, and unwavering focus. Endurance teaches that life's trials are not walls meant to stop us, but tools to shape us, each step forward a testament to our courage, our commitment, and the enduring flame of the human spirit. When practiced mindfully, endurance does more than help us survive. It allows us to thrive. It empowers us to rise after every fall, to face each day with renewed vigor, and to embrace the fullness of life, its trials and triumphs alike. As the final secret, endurance completes the journey to the best version of yourself, turning knowledge into practice, struggle into mastery, and life itself into a canvas of growth, purpose, and deep, abiding strength. As we reach the end of this journey, remember the 7 secrets that cultivate unshakable mental strength: acceptance, discipline, silence, detachment, endurance, gratitude, and purpose. Each secret is a thread in the fabric of your inner power, weaving together to form the strongest version of yourself. True strength does not lie in avoiding suffering, but in embracing it, transforming every struggle into wisdom, every obstacle into opportunity. It is in the quiet acceptance of life's impermanence, the courage to face each challenge with calm determination, and the resilience to rise even when the path is steep and uncertain. Take a moment and feel it. The power already exists within you. Each step you take, each choice you make, is a chance to embody these truths. Let the awareness of these 7 secrets guide your thoughts, shape your actions, and transform your inner world. If you carry this wisdom forward, you will not only navigate life with grace and strength, but you will inspire those around you to do the same. So I invite you now, share your reflections in the comments. Which secret speaks to you the most? And how will you bring it to life in the days ahead? And as we continue this path together, the next videos will dive even deeper, revealing more ways to awaken your mind, calm your heart, and live intentionally. Stay with this journey, because the best version of yourself is waiting to be realized, step by mindful step,